Buddy. Clearing. Okay, so this is kind of going to be a spine of fire chakra reading, but let's dive into it. Let's get an archetype first. So I'm really getting like, what should we be preparing for when Jupiter and Mercury go direct? So what is it that is most beneficial for the masculines and feminines to process, prepare, look forward to? What's coming? I'm actually going to be kind of forecasting a little bit of the energies that we need to be aware of going into the new year that are influencing our environments, our lives on every level right now. So what is the perfect archetype card to talk about this energy? Thank you, Divine Creator. Something definitely wanted to flip. Just one, please. Ooh. Okay, something. Gnosis. All right, let's read. Okay. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures, in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that arises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Okay, isn't that the journey? So not only are we seeing the world and the judgment card in recent readings, but now we're in the realm of gnosis, where we're living through direct experience of this journey. So it's firsthand qualification. This is not a learned thing externally, a scholarly thing. This journey is firsthand. Those who are drawn to gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip towards mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Okay, so that means regarding your counterpart and this twin flame path of mastery, but it also is how that lends itself, it translates into every other spectrum of your experience. But this is inevitably the firsthand experience of the sacral chakra mastery. Okay, let's get into a spine of fire. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see? All the chakra levels for the counterparts. Only the highest, most beneficial information. What is the energy that is influencing the counterparts at this time? What is coming up? What is this gnosis about? What are we meant to really look at on all of the levels to prepare for the new lives, the higher timelines converging, coming up in the new year? Thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us exactly what the Divine Feminines need to see, and the masculines need to see about the feminines, and vice versa, about all the usual energies. What is the advice for the feminines? What do the masculines need to see, and what do the feminines need to see about the masculines? I just saw the Two of Cups with transition. So masculines are very much processing transition towards this love. And clarifiers. Okay, crown chakra energies are Chamber of Illumination, perspective, ideals, and belief. So this has a lot to do with the third eye, meditation, really seeing things on a higher level, connecting the dots. What's coming up? Ooh, material realm perspective. This is the final preparation before leaving the material realm perspective and becoming a super manifester buddy with your counterpart. It's a new level of that knowing, that gnosis on the crown chakra, that there are new ways to outwit the devil, new ways to come around obstacles, new levels of overcoming that release the counterparts. How are the feminines looking at this? Six of Pentacles. So part of the devil energies for the feminines have been this, how to crack the code of reciprocity. What's the advice? Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. So first point, feminines, it's about getting that dialed in inside of you. Happiness is an inside job. Your masculine is not responsible to entertain you, to dote on you, to make you happy. You have to have that first before you're going to have true love. Doesn't mean that's what you need before you can slam into some karmic relationship. There's a difference. Just getting yourself into a relationship is one thing. Getting yourself into alignment with a true love relationship, that is another thing entirely. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. You have to learn how to do this first person if you want true love. It doesn't have to be scholarly, though. Remember, this is an experienced journey, so it doesn't have to be wordy. My readings can be quite academic sounding. However, you don't need that much complexity to feel and be pure and to have real love and to just get it. So you're not going to, excel on this journey simply because you're watching this reading. It has to resonate with you. The form that my messages come through, that I channel, my soul group aligns with that. So if this isn't your reading, if it's too complex, don't fear. That doesn't mean you're not in alignment. It might be that another reader or another path of approach is appropriate for you, but nonetheless, you have this ability, feminines, to tap into your connection with source on the crown chakra here, to shift your perspective first person so that it becomes easy to give and receive because you've found you've struck your own balance within. How are the masculines experiencing this? Higher self. This is their be still and know. So masculines, mercy, humility, compassion. You are really seeing that everything that's come before is forgivable. Yourself, others, karmic situations, the history in this. It is this overview. And King of Pentacles, yeah, it's preparing you for commitment. This pause. It is, I'm hearing calm before the fervent storm again. So before you come in and present commitment, you are really integrating this, making peace with all that is, masculines. And that is between you and God. That is, you're rising up through this Capricorn season up into alignment with this, not need to push agenda, not need to force anything. It's just all in flow. This is the ultimate flow and allowance. And that is one of the things that you are dialing in for true commitment. Because you're anchoring into connection to source, masculines, your beliefs are changing from worldly beliefs to these energetic knowings, this gnosis. That is bringing you peace. And feminines, that is in alignment and mirrored with your process, that is also bringing you peace and will bring peace in this relationship lifelong going forward. Okay, third eye chakra. Chamber of incantation, invocation, and ceremony. So you might want to actually have a little bit of a detailed or written exercise here to bring in more clarity, more intuitive food for thought about what to let go of, what is no longer serving. So there is a purge or a releasing of things that really are gone. This can look like legal matters and different contracts finalizing. This can be aha moments about things that aren't adding value. There seems to be another layer of just surrendering what isn't working and coming to peace with why those things are no longer a fit. It's like driving out of range of the radio station. What can we see for the feminines? High Priestess and Soul Time. So yeah, it's a time to drop deep within. There's a bit of a yin yang because we're getting that consciously for the masculines, and the yin. So really drop into your own. Don't so much look for the answers about what your masculine's going through. Surrender the control and the need to know that, and do it first person right now, feminines. This deep intuitive, what do you need to release? What do you need to look at in a different way that's more freeing for you? Soul Time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. So that means there are things that you can just let go of that no longer need to be a strategy or a mode of being, and make room for something you haven't yet conceived of, feminines. One that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So this too shall pass. You know, everything that's causing you grief is of this world, this material, this form world. And so it is time to really see the difference between the things that matter, which are of the soul, and the details in the mundane that don't have to be there. There is no requirement for the things that bring you stress to be exalted, to be fixated on. If it doesn't sit well with your soul, it is time to truly take the action needed to disconnect from those things, feminines. So write that list and burn it. Like, write the list of the things that you really just don't love to do, and transmute that by burning it, and then watch how you find the solutions to actually take accountability for finalizing those things and tying those up in a bow going forward. This is your permission. Okay, masculines, 5 of Cups and the Magician. So yeah. Okay, a bit of a tender third party stuff and past relationships, masculines that have failed, maybe with scorned lovers, or if you've been in more of a non-committal energy with that King of Pentacles there, you might be coming out of this player, aloof, too cool for school kind of approach to relationships. You need to manifest a clear break from that. So I'm seeing this feminine here as past partners for you, masculines, that you feel still have an emotional tie, whether or not you're interested in them. This is a necessity to really just draw the energetic line and be conscious of, letting them go. So this bit of homework, you could write down ex-lovers' names, partners' names, those kinds of things, and all of the expectations that you still feel bind you, and just burn that. Let that go, because you don't owe these other feminine energies, or one other, or any other that's kind of tethered to you from your past. You don't owe them success going forward. Look at the things you learned, but know that they are a sovereign being, and if you cut them, you're not abandoning. If you cut their energy off, you're not abandoning. You're actually giving them the freedom to stand on their own and to find their way and to begin really healing, especially where they still place blame, or there might be some kind of victim blame energy between the two of you. You must see things this way, masculines, and really finalize any kind of responsibility you're still taking for others, and have a vote of confidence that everything has indeed happened for a reason, and that they are going to make it, you're going to make it, everybody's going to thrive, but you just have to have that vote of confidence. So let go of expectations from the past right now, masculines. This feminine on the Magician card has a little bit of a meddling feminine, woman scorned, feminine scorned from the past, manipulation. For some, that can be magic or ill intention or things. So masculines, just speak out that you call your power back from all timelines and dimensions, all people, places, and things, and lovingly send it back to anybody that you still feel in your energy that might be playing your puppet strings, either directly or indirectly. You can energetically release that consciously, cut those cords. You can imagine a lightsaber cutting through that connection to others. Only love remains. When you completely cut cords, only love remains. So yeah, masculines, there are some energies from your past and responsibilities that are misguided that you're still carrying that aren't actually yours to carry. And your intuition is up leveling now. So it's time to really take a deep, hard look at those energies that don't produce good feeling fruit, that still kind of subtly feel like dead weight in the water or no fun or that kind of thing. Cut ties, end contracts, step outside of it, disappear, but do it energetically. Get off the radar of anything that you've been dabbling in, keeping around for lower vibrational reasons, even well-meaning. You know, the road to hell is paved by good intentions. You can just, you know, take that road off of your trail map now. What is the throat chakra? Chamber of initiation, spiritual gifts, mystery, enchantment, and secrets. Okay, so we've had to learn our spiritual gifts, everybody, by our karmic scenarios. As we reclaim that empowerment from the karmic scenarios, we can channel this stuff into innovation, abundance, collaboration with our counterpart. So on the throat chakra, there is a changeover with communicating healthy boundaries to karmic situations and to the things that have supported us to get where we are now. So there's two kinds of communication I feel on the throat chakra. One that is finalizing the things that have been and being grateful for all of it, giving credit where credit is due. I'm remembering a Bible verse my grandfather wrote in the Bible he gave me when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, something in that. And it said, don't remember which one, but it said, give to each person as it is due. If taxes, then taxes. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. And so this is that settling of the past and also the affirmation of this future timeline coming in. Oh yeah, this is the preparation for the love. There's the twin flame caduceus. This is the real love, the finally being able to be in an embrace. And so you have to still finalize fully the past in order to earn your stripes, to know your worth, to understand your accountability, to be entrusted with a love like this. So it's not a punishment that you don't come into union until you are perfect. This is the empowerment that comes through gnosis, through the firsthand experience of the becoming. What a privilege that you get to live this in all its glory, counterparts. What are the feminines experiencing on the throat chakra? The emperor and root chakra. So yeah, no masculine can come in and save you right now. You are resetting your root chakra, and that means reclaiming generational empowerment, coming out of previous living situations, having your money come back into your control, so that you are the one that has free enterprise in your life, spontaneity, feminines. So this means dropping all control issues and trying to micromanage the universe, buckling down, taking accountability for your wealth, I just heard, your abundance. And that means that there is some due diligence, feminines, that you need to do to tidy up and to retrieve your energy from all people, places, and things as well, to bring your money back into your control alone, your navigation alone. This card says the frequency of root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on the physical plane, both in our bodies as well as the physical world. So you must come into a balance with your security and your balance in the physical as well as your body. So as you reclaim your energy from all of the places that you have been misguiding it, or allowing yourself to be misguided. Pull that in so it's only your accountability, feminines. Let go of control issues and drop into what you need to do, what you actually need to do to come back into your sovereignty with your energy. And masculines, what can we see? Yeah, victory in the public. Six of Pentacles. So here is that reciprocity. So, oh, that's so beautiful, masculines, because you are rising above. We got this card just recently where people that have not thought that you could break family line patterns, addictions in your own life, codependency, or even to, end things with an ex, or to be unbothered by those past relationships that have made you feel not good enough or made you feel like you were the bad guy. This is you vindicating your self to yourself, your conscience, so that you can give and receive equally, without blemish, without filter, so that you're unguarded. You have to be unbothered from your past life, rising above, so you can be unfiltered with your counterpart. So there is no ulterior motive, no withholding, no agenda that is lower vibrational, so that you can actually give and receive with grace. This is the kind of love that's coming for you, masculines, when you completely let the past be the past and you step into this energy of reciprocity. Your spiritual gifts are what is required for you to actually be sensitive on that level. And there is going to be communication of healthy boundaries from those who are not coming forward, or are coming forward in new, less intimate ways. And there is going to be an increase of communication with your counterpart as you begin to invest into this connection. What can we see on the heart space? Chamber of communication, correspondence, declaration, and telepathy. So this is a shared experience, a mirrored experience, and this is what is bringing justice in. So counterparts right now that are in this wave of unions coming in, there's going to be an energetic precursor to justice coming into the physical. But as you've seen these messages, you earn that by manifesting your cleanup of your karma. It doesn't just magically happen for you unless you are accountable, unless you go through the motion of it. This telepathy is talking about the ways that you intimately are aware of your counterpart and the circumstances playing out behind the scenes as you really actually come into more alignment in the physical. But that is not some mythical thing that happens to you. You must come into alignment through your free will from your side of the energy. You are manifesting your reality. So if you're passive, if you're in waiting, it will be in escrow and won't approach you. You have to do the things that you're guided to do to tidy up your loose ends and to allow yourself to be free and clear to pursue. That is the key. Coming into spontaneity, coming into being free and clear to pursue from your side of it, both counterparts. That's what brings in justice with your aligned one. So if you're not ready to unhook from karmic situations, practice self-love and trust that that is true for you, and you're not going to miss out on love, because this does not force you into anything. Divine timing does not force you to prematurely get out of things just for the sake of getting out of them. You must also become conscious of why certain things are not healthy for you, in order for you to authentically leave it in the past, or you just recreate it with the next person or in your next situation. So this is actually bringing in justice. And for those who know, you will be seeing this bringing you closer to your aligned counterpart. So this is for very high vibrational couples that are actually doing the work, that are doing the work first person, that are not deferring to karmic situations or to their divine counterpart, that everybody's taking personal accountability. If you're not doing that, this is not your reading. That doesn't mean just in the physical, though. It does mean intellectually and emotionally and spiritually, and it's in different stages. There is no finite number of people coming into union on this twin flame or true love level, and so you have all the time you need. It will happen for you if you resonate with this, if this impresses upon you that this is what you need to do, then you are in that level of high frequency where you're coming into mastery. Yeah. So feminines, this is the Four of Wands, 1111 coming into view here, and allowance. You have to allow yourself to receive, or you're not going to put yourself through the motions and keep going through the karma cleanup or the up leveling that you need to do. You're going to, fall short of the finish line in exhaustion if you don't keep your eye on what you know you're worthy of. If you don't feel you're worthy of union, you're going to give up too soon, right before it comes in for you. But allowance says, allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. I'm going to stop there for a second. So a lot of the obstacles and the inconveniences and the things that might come up between now and the end of the year are the exact same things that are keeping you in stagnation or bound to karma. And so if any squeaky wheel energies come up, love it with all of your heart, feminines, because that is actually the quickest way to your union. It might feel like it's pulling you off to the side, but those are the things that the tower moments that come in when you really wholeheartedly want freedom. And so those are the things that need to happen to get you there. So love it with all your heart when that happens. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Yeah, because there might be things that haven't been time to clear yet, but they are the things that need to balance out for you, just you, to bring in this justice and that which you are wanting in your life. Telepathic stuff, you don't have to give your counterpart a commentary, but you do have to keep the pace with what you're being asked to do right now. And telepathically, you can give those updates. You can send well wishes and carry on your merry way right now. Get things done. Masculines. Wow, yep, Ascension. So this is the World card. This is tidying up this year with looking for the ships to come in. Just keep doing your due diligence. Everything you're guided to do right now to untether yourself from the material realm, not fun energies. Keep doing that so that you can open up the potentials for what will come that exceeds your wildest dreams. Where we're going is uncharted. It's a whole new world coming up. So stay open and just not need to know where you're going. Just take care of finishing up the things you need to do right now, masculines. What can we see on the solar plexus chakra? Okay. Seal of clairsentience, clarity, knowledge, channeling, and unification. So this is the empowerment to really speak from that God self. About what? Okay, to yourself, about this twin flame journey or about this aligned partnership. This is the counterparts taking on the world together. So this is coming. You are going to be prophesying some of the things that you're becoming aligned with. Both counterparts here. This doesn't mean you're going to be telling everybody that you'll do this with your counterpart, because that's in the inverted here. But you might start talking about, I'm hearing travel plans and big manifestation goals or spiritual calling or the winds of change coming in. You might start talking to friends and family about the Holy Spirit that's welling up in you, or giving you some instructions or premonitions you're having about the turn your life is taking in the near future or this year coming up. You might start brainstorming more openly about the potentials you're sensing. You might not be putting in details, things that would be incriminating or premature or inappropriate to share, because you have so much discernment, but you're empowering yourself to talk about the kind of life that you're beginning to see as possible, taking it to the next level. This is channeled stuff. And so you are going to be an inspiration as people around you see you thinking about things that you have not dreamt of on those levels in that way. It's a very mature, spiritually realized, open, safe, beautiful energy that friends and family are going to start seeing. Confidence coming in for the feminines. Here's the Two of Wands in the upright with Merkaba. So yes, feminines, you are sensing victory in your twin flame journey of becoming your divine counterpart. Frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into the other layers of reality and dimensions. So that is prophetic, that is potentiality. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So this is envisioning the victorious timelines where union is there. And so you're going to start seeing a more clear path to union as your lower vibrational past is released further, as your light body is activated, as you're taking your life higher, as you're getting this divinely channeled visionary kind of instruction right now, empowerment. You know, maybe in the past you've self-sabotaged, feminines, and not felt like these things were possible. You have become a realist, but an energetic realist, and now you know that when you're given an energetic glimpse that it is actually possible to achieve. In the past it used to be so intangible, and now these things are grounding and coming into reality, into material form. What can we see for the masculines? Sage of Crystals, this is their divine counterpart, and here is that I am your humble servant kind of energy here. So masculines are loyal, but this is the communication. They are going to tell you that they want commitment here, and that they see you as that person, or that they see that they want something. This may not be romantic, but it is something in the physical. It can be living situation, it can be gratitude, it can be career, because pentacles are about material realm things. And so yes, it's very much focused on knowing what they need to do here, and saying that they're an open book. There's something about them trusting so deeply. I trust you with my life, I just heard. Whoa. So masculines are really seeing that you are this trustworthy person, feminines, and there's a little bit of an apology here in the energy. Doesn't mean it's going to be direct, but they are down on their knees saying, you know, in their energy, please forgive me, I've grown, I know more things, I now see you're trustworthy, I've put you through the ringer, and I see that you have been that loyal one, and this warrants a deepening of our connection. It's like a humble recognition that there really isn't anybody like you, feminines, and this is the masculine's empowerment. This is, you know, divine masculines, this is you coming into that unification within self in the highest, and bringing forward this recognition that your feminine is energetically pure, aligned, tapped in, and that is your the epitome of what you want to focus your energy into in this world. So yeah, what can we see for the sacral chakra? We've got Galactic Council Crest, spiritual sovereignty, astral travel, and timelessness. So this is about no longer needing to be connected to the matrix, to the mundane, to the material realm assessment alone, but now using this material realm as more of a playground. That could trigger some, because who gives us the right? It all becomes subjective, objective in a way when we can transcend the fear and see this beautiful opportunity to be contributors, to be of earthly good, to really love, to step out of those tethers of the material, of the devil energies, and rise above. And so because we can, that's who gives us the right. We do. Through free will, we overcome that struggle. And the more that do, the more that are generous, the more that are whole, the more the world changes, and quickly. So this is the sacral, Knight of Swords. So there is going to be passionate communication, quick communication. I think there's going to be an update about what each counterpart has been going through, that has been sort of training them to really be precision thinkers in the heat of the moment. So both counterparts are seeing that they're holding their own spiritually with some shit storms that are going on in their respective independent lives. These karma cleanup, the last remaining things. I mean, we saw a few glimmers or glimpses of what those things could be in both the readings so far. So this is the redemption of the sacral. This is, when we're working with the heightened frequencies of the sacral chakra, that is the channeling, the unification, that clairsentience coming in. The most pleasurable frequency we can attune to isn't sexual, isn't that kind of thing from the material realm. It's the ecstatic voice of the divine. And so when we reach spiritual sovereignty, we've learned to go to the divine that way. And part of these journeys of coming out of karma and aligning with our counterpart is that discernment that connects us to source, that allows us to live that instruction through in the present moment with the circumstances that arise, that keep us on our toes, that we are letting go of karmic situations and finding that release point, the aha moment in real time right now, so that we are freed to only choose things going forward that are in alignment. How are the feminines experiencing this? 10 of Pentacles and expression. So yeah, feminines, you've reclaimed your root chakra or are in the process of doing that. And that is what is unlocking your legacy, your long-term, your happily ever after, your aligned future, and this love relationship. But this is also abundance, material abundance, financial abundance. This is correction of money story, alignment with higher guidance, being in alignment with letting go of the things that are not balanced, that are not appropriate anymore, and really only curating your life based on the things that are firm foundation energetically. And expression supports our ability to bring out our true essence through many different forms of communication. You've been learning so many different forms, including more of a masculine approach that is more action, less talk, more demonstration and not over emotionality. So just like you want your masculine to come correct, you've been learning how to show up in a more balanced way with your inner masculine, and then being able to connect with your masculine from that perspective too, and everything in between. What about the masculines? Yeah, this return from the past, 7 of Pentacles, they're going to be coming back around for another love offer here. Feminines, they know that you're wishing on a star for love in your life. They know that you've given up being vigilant, thinking it's going to be them, and they now want to invest. And because they've become spiritually sovereign, that means the time is now, that it actually makes sense to do this, because if it's not a codependent relationship, they could not have come forward if there was still a threat of that. And so now they're starting to see that when you let go, that means you've let go of the codependency and wanting them to make you happy, and you've come into your own. And that's when you least suspect it. That's when they can come back in. That's when they're allowed to invest in this energetically, is when they know that it's appropriate in the energy. Root chakra, rescued reflections, divination, intuition, inner vision. So yeah, this is coming back around to the drawing board of what can now happen in the physical going forward. And I'm also seeing blue star of ascension here, blue star of hope, ascension, surrender, purification. So this is that New Year's Day where we get the reclamation of all the potentials that have happened so far. And it looks like we're ending anxiety and combining the best of both worlds. So the practical things that can now happen that were not able to happen before because we weren't free and clear to pursue, and the energetic things that we didn't understand what was what energetically. We didn't see through the codependency or the backstory enough. And so it's like it not being able to do things in the physical because of timing, ironically, had to do with the very things that we needed to clear and therefore learn from in order to be entrusted with what is going to happen. What a beautiful message. And this is where the anxiety is released, because now it becomes a green light go in the energetics and, surprise, surprise, in the physical realm. Those things have to come to 0 point in order for the anxiety to drop off emotionally and physically. So that can be physical body shaking, sweating, stuttering, heart palpitations, and it can be emotional stress, anxiety, worry, premature, like getting ahead of ourselves, over emotionality. Those things all happen when it's not time. And so now we're seeing a release of that because it's actually becoming time to align. Feminines, yes, healing from the past. You are bringing this ascended, this butterfly ascended way of looking at everything that's happened in the past. You're making peace. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Yeah, so basically you are a calibrator that harmonizes all the lower vibrational things up into the light, I just heard. And so keep doing that on the root chakra so that you actually can get to the fun part. First person. But if you carpet sweep things, feminines, they'll just come back to haunt you. So take care of business and get yourself truly free and clear to pursue. Masculines, 5 of Wands. So lots of 5s in this reading, a lot of changes coming in. 10 of Crystals. This is that legacy we just got for the feminines as well. So this is like amassing your fortune, but now, you know, not missing out on love. You've been focused on the material realm, and now it's time to really make the changes to bring this soul connection in, masculines. And you know, nobody knows the answers here. This is that gnosis again, where we can get to know each other from these ascended points of view, from these brand new points of view that combine a readiness energetically and in the material realm. The stage is set. Now we get to learn the gnosis of union, not just the gnosis of the illusion of separation. Ooh, ooh. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.